And hi again, everybody out there. You know who with another you know what. Mark Mannering from Class Training with another 3-Minute Thursdays. 3 tips in 3 minutes. And this time we're going to concentrate on the fill handle in Excel, which I've highlighted here, which you may have used before, more than likely have used before. So tip number 1 is just to use this fill handle to create days of the week. So if I type in Monday, for example, press enter, I click back on it, go to the fill handle and drag down as far as I want, and I get the days of the week. The pattern is completed for me. You can do the same thing, as you might know, with months of the year. So if I type in Jan as the 3-letter abbreviation for a month, I just go to the fill handle. When it's a plus sign, drag that down, and I get the rest of the months where I drag down to. This is all still part of the first tip. And as you might know, you can do the same thing with dates. If I type in a date, which I've already formatted with the format I want, I go click, come down to the fill handle and drag that down, and by default it goes up 1 day at a time. Even if I start from a date halfway through a month or wherever, I can type in a date anywhere, go click on the fill handle, drag down, and it's still 1 day at a time. Now that's all part of the first tip with the fill handle. The second big tip with the fill handle is if you wanted to do other dates, if you wanted to do a fortnightly payroll or a weekly pattern of dates, you would type in the first 2. So if I type in the first 2 dates that I want in the pattern, just like that, I select both dates with the mouse and I drag with the fill handle the pair down as far as I want, and in this case it's going up 1 week at a time. And I'll delete that and I can create any other pattern that I want. So from the 10th, I want every fortnight, for example. You type in manually the first 2 that you want in the pattern, highlight both, and from the fill handle drag that down. Excel picks up the pattern and creates the sequence for you. And as part of this second tip, you can use or create other sequences that Excel has built in. So for example, week 1, if I want to have a pattern there, I just type in the first one, week 1 for example, drag that down from the fill handle, and it creates the rest of the pattern for me. Now, as part of the third tip with the fill handle, a lot of people don't know that you can create your own sequence of any sort of list of words, names, towns, and so on. I've got on a second sheet here, I've manually typed in the standard sequence I want for the main cities in Australia, Adelaide, Brisbane, and so on. I've just manually typed those in. Now, to create a sequence or list that I can use on an ongoing basis, I just highlight those particular towns or names or whatever you've created. We highlight manually first. We go up to the File tab and Options. So I've just quickly gone to the Advanced section down the left there, and I come down to the General section on the right, and there's Edit Custom Lists. I click that, and I can now go import. It's already picked up the fact that I've got A1 to A7 selected on the far left there. If I click import, that now imports that list. And I can start with any town, in this case, in the list. I can type in any town, use the fill handle, and it'll create the rest of the sequence for me. I'll just click OK, and OK again. Okay, now back here, I just manually type in the first one that I want. I go click back on the original, go to the fill handle, drag that down, and it will keep going through and creating the sequence for me. Press the delete key. You can start anywhere in the sequence. So if I manually type in somewhere along that list that I created, Perth, for example, in this case, go there, start from the fill handle, drag down, and I can create my own pattern of common words, common towns, names, whatever it might be. So there you go, people. You thought you knew everything about the fill handle. Some things you can try at home, and it's safe to try this at home. We cover a lot more than this in our Excel courses, so have a look at for those on our website. Mark Mannering signing off again. Until next time. See you again. Bye.